Opening the crown chakra. Compassion, understanding, and I guess maybe a deep-seated or rooted truth. During the stupid bullshit conversation I had with Anal Eaten Mummy God, I talked about whatever the Kundalini awakening is. I didn't know anything about it. But I told him, you keep gauging this guy by your metrics. And my response to him was, a fish will think it's useless if it's not in water. Because its fish is made to swim. And you keep going, we have the right way, we have the right way. And you're dealing with somebody, because remember we were talking about this guy who turned out to be me. And I was like, what if your methods just aren't the right methods? And then he was like, they're always the right methods, because we make them work, and if they don't, he said, you kill him. And then he went quiet. Because we had an entire conversation about how he's not right about everything, he just murders anybody that proves him wrong. This is a thing with these people, okay? Peace is erasure with a narcissist. So... the other thing is I just remembered the thing with Sean Andrews making the Forget-Me-Not soda. What is up with this? Why is it doing that? Sean Andrews and the Forget-Me-Not soda, he had to get something from a veterinary clinic in order to make the forgetful fucking drink. I looked it up, and the only logical thing he could have possibly got from a veterinary clinic and put it into the drink he gave me is ketamine. A combination of ketamine, LSD, and potentially tetraled, because these people just love poisoning people with heavy metals. It could be the wrong heavy metal, I don't know. I was just given this shit. But that combination freaks the nervous system out. And it is extremely traumatizing for it. And both of those things combined cause memory loss. So that's probably what was in the drink that Sean Andrews gave me. So now that we have that out of the way, remember ketamine, LSD, and tetraled. And maybe GABA, but I doubt there's GABA in it. I think the forgetful shit is is not the same as the shit that they hypnotize you with. So, if you ever want to erase somebody's mind, ketamine and LSD. Now, so, and tetraled. Don't forget that. It's important. I'm going to say it's a 1-to-1 ratio all around, but it could be a 1-to-2. Play around with it. A lot of guys with less busy minds than me can probably figure this shit out. During this process, I realized truths. Anal Eaten Mummy God wanted me to be a leader. I never wanted that. I notoriously hate responsibility. Not because I'm a narcissist, that I've just been cucked with it my entire life, and I can't fucking stand it. I hate the idea of being a leader because what comes with it is the crushing weight of responsibility. Now, for the malignant narcissists and bastards in this church, they have no agency in anything they do, so they don't feel the weight of leadership. What they feel is the insane, intoxicating power of control. That is what they feel. They do not feel the importance of what they're doing, and they don't have agency in it. That's why they kill somebody and then go, that's your fault. They have no agency. That's what enables them to behave like complete pieces of shit. And once again, that is the goal of religion, to remove all agency from a person. And in this discussion of agency, during the conversation I had with Anal Eaten Mummy God, I said, we can either just do the quick thing and pull the band-aid off, or we can just let your stupid church die out the hard way. And then he said, there's no letting the stupid church die out the hard way. And I told him, you're going to find that there's going to be a real filthy problem in your church, because you're not allowed to anally rape anybody anymore. And he said, oh, you think that the only reason we retain members is because they're... I was like, I know. the only reason. And if you're a member of this church, and you're still a member of this church, and you know it's a human trafficking ring, you know you murder innocent people, you know you rape kids, you know you kill women and eat their brains, you do all these horrible things, and you continue being a member, why are you still a member of this church? Is it the adrenaline? Is it the thrill-seeking? Or is it the actual fact that you got raped in the ass, and you became property as soon as you were raped in the ass? Might want to do the shadow work on that. Hey, try doing it alone. I bet you'll turn out great. And we had he had an issue with that. He didn't believe what I was telling him, and I just kept repeating it. Because I told him the real power you have over other people is you're willing to commit any atrocity known to man to get what you want. You do not care how many people you get killed. You do not care how many people's whose lives you ruin. You do not care how many brains you fuck up. I was doing the head chakra thing, a bunch of things in my mind suddenly aligned that I thought made sense, but they really didn't make sense. My rage against these people, my hatred, a whole bunch of things, because, like, here's the fact of the matter is, these pussies haven't killed me. They keep sending me death threats, they keep doing these subtle, goofy things, but they haven't murdered my ass, so either they're scared, or one, obviously I keep talking about it, and they don't want to just murder me, and then be like, wasn't Bobby talking about people trying to kill him? And then people be like, no. Like, I mean, on the other side of that, like, whatever, man. You beat your brain thinking about these things, but, I had the realization a lot of the things I've said are literally contradictory, and they're contradictory because I guess my subconscious and conscious mind weren't on the same fucking page. I fucking now remember Danielle McGinnis fucking toying with my brain and asking me questions, and the whole thing was just how much of an ass can he make me using his bullshit, and that was the entire thing, because I was retarded on heavy metals. Once again, you are not dealing with good people if they take advantage of people who are retarded on heavy metals. You cannot be a good person if you do that to people. Okay. And when I was opening my head chakra, my brain started swelling, and it felt like pressure in my head, and I was kind of concerned, and I was kind of dizzy. But a bunch of other things started aligning. Like, when I was in Ackworth, I kept talking about literally being out there in the desert, and then fucking immediately saying that I'd never left Georgia. And for some reason, that made perfect sense in my mind. I kept talking about the tree that's out there in the desert. I kept talking about these things, and then I'd immediately be like, no, I've never been there. And I realized that's because my subconscious mind, or my conscious mind. You see, according to their book out there in the desert, your conscious mind is an interface for reality, and it's your conscious mind that's the delusion. That needs to go away. That is their truth about the desert. About in this religion. Is your conscious mind is just an interface. And everything your interface does is superficial. It's not important, and you actually don't care about it. And then they go, you destroy your interface, which is your consciousness, that thing. And then you become the thing at your core, and that thing at your core, all it wants is to do drugs, have sex, and seek external validation. That's not a joke. That is what everybody believes. So when they came across me and they were screaming I was self-righteous because I wanted to help people, Danielle and everybody was explaining to me that I was the superficial one, and he was definitely not superficial. And then he proceeded to explain to me the importance of sex, the importance of doing drugs, and how that is all everybody secretly wants to do. To which I told him, this isn't like you drank something like Tetraled that makes you an addict, and now you're a fucking addict, and now you're just projecting onto everybody what you like to do because you're a Tetraled brain. And then he got mad. And then we got into sex, to which I was like, you're not like sexually repressed and think that only having sex with everybody is the only way to do anything ever because you're extremely sexually repressed and sexual repression leads to aggression. To which he began explaining to me the importance of human trafficking and how you can't just let women do whatever because then you can't take advantage of them. And it all has to be done from a position of power because women love power. And it is sad to say, but in my experience, and I want everybody to think about this, something like 40 or 50 women I had sex with out there in the desert. And they did that because I was the most powerful man on the planet. This includes Mary Bowberry, by the way. And then I became a loser in Ackworth, and they all abandoned me. And not only did they abandon me, they decided to return later and put me in prison. After all the horrible shit I experienced. I was a completely crippled, mentally unwell individual that knew nothing about what was going on. I didn't remember anything. And then they were like, let's hurt him some more. The equivalence of this would be if there was some guy that was trying to help everybody, and then everybody just decided they didn't want help. So they beat, raped, waterboarded, and tortured that guy until he was in a non-lucid, let's just late-stage dementia state. He's in a wheelchair, he's basically lobotomized and completely fucking useless. Okay. And everybody just starts going, we need to hurt him more so that he does the right thing while that guy's in the wheelchair incapacitated. And then everybody's like, just keep hurting him and then something good will happen. The equivalence of this would be the scene in Kung Pao where he's like, I want everybody to start kicking me until I throw you off dramatically, and then everybody starts kicking him and then nothing happens because he's dead. Like, I don't know how you reach this level of stupidity, but I also remember every suggestion I made that were smart suggestions were completely fucking ignored by Blondie and good old Anal Eating Mummy God because they were just so convinced in their self-righteousness that they were right about everything when they were wrong about everything, including how I work. And even the joke that, like, I never wanted to be a leader to begin with. Okay. Like, fuck an A, but yeah. My brain put all this shit together. And I remember a big hinge point of this was Anal Eating Mummy God does not want the world to know. You can spray people in the face with some bullshit, take control of their subconscious mind, and hypnotize them into basically doing whatever you want, which is the truth. You can. And he was telling me if I say that in court, it is not going to go well for me, and to never fucking say that because it's not fair. And if everybody learned about it, then everybody would just do it. And I told him, you people would do it. Because violating the human mind should be a serious fucking law. If you're violating somebody's subconscious mind with bullshit hypnosis, you should end up in prison for the next 150 years. Okay, you have no business fucking up somebody else's mind because you think you're right when you're fucking wrong about everything. And how wrong every church leader and every member of this church is absolutely fucking insane. Alright? It's just fucking crazy how wrong they are about everything. Like, whatever, man. But I will say this about women. I remember my friend Ricky was trying to explain to me that I had incel thoughts about women. But to Ricky, man, most powerful man on the planet, every woman wanted to fuck me. I lost everything. Not a single bitch gave two fucking shits about me. And in fact, when I was supposed to get Mary Bowberry or any of the other wives for that matter, the church was supposed to give me some money. And I guarantee you, I will never have money in my life, but I guarantee you if I did, there would be bitches all about it. And that is the sad, sad truth. And this is a reality I think most women need to face. And the reason this church has so much power is because that's how women think. And this is part of the shadow self. If you're a woman and you're watching this and you feel deeply offended and you're really mad, do this. Take this, look into the shadow self and then go, is it just money and power? Safety and security? And I also wanted to talk about the sex harem thing. Because I told Blondie I just wanted to marry one fat chick and then live my fucking life. And then he was like, no, I gotta interfere and fuck it up. You can't have those. Okay, great. Because he control issues because he was raped in the ass. But this stupidity, I have the realization now. I don't even want that. Because all you have to do to get your wife to betray you, or even get a mother to murder her kids, is beat, rape, and waterboard them, and then spray them in the face with this Tetraled bullshit, and they'll do whatever you want them to. They'll murder their kids. They'll murder their husband. There's literal stories, this isn't a joke, from this church. There are literal fucking stories when I was president. Women that were thanking me because they murdered their husbands because they were forced to by this church. This is how weak love is as emotion. This is how weak caring actually is as an emotion. And this is and it kills me because there's this Bible quote that's like, only when good people experience nothing but suffering will the end of times truly begin. And you gotta think about, I did an incredibly good thing and I have experienced nothing but suffering because of my actions. So if we are in the end of times, we are definitely in the end of times, and everybody needs to seriously take some serious reflection and start thinking about how you need to react when dealing with actually good people. And if you're in this church, here's the thing you first need to accept: radical acceptance. You are not a good person. You cannot be fundamentally a good person when you know you are fundamentally contributing to human trafficking. You are doing that. You are fundamentally contributing to brain eating. You are fundamentally committing to cannibals. You are a disgusting human being, and you are doing that because you were raped in the ass and you have no agency. Radical acceptance time. Develop agency. Tell your church you're leaving. You don't give a fuck what they do. It's not your responsibility to deal with their bullshit, and then walk the fuck out. You're not some epic hero. If you're surrendering to this filthy, disgusting cult, and then going, well, if we all leave, my church leader gets executed, and then they have to kill his 40 wives. It's unfortunate that your violent, stupid religion does that to people. It really is, but you need to take responsibility for that, and just walk the fuck away. And go, no, we're done. If you guys want to keep doing that stupid bullshit, that's all you, brother. You got it. Go fucking do it, man. I'm not responsible. We're leaving. Everybody's gone. The church is closing. Fuck you. And then they'll go, oh no, my power, my bullshit. And no, they're not actually going to murder your church leader because your stupid fucking church closed. They're just going to relocate him somewhere else and tell you they killed him. But whatever, man. Anyways, I opened the crown chakra because it's the chakra of Delulu, or fucking believing. And believing isn't something I do. I kind of wished I did sooner, because a lot of things tend to make more sense when that part of your brain is open, but I'm going to be honest, I think all the blood for thinking was somewhere else in my body, because, like, my scoliosis is so bad that when my atlas is misaligned, my brain doesn't get correct flow to it. As a result, my brain doesn't think rationally or logically about anything because it literally isn't getting the nutrition it needs. And the problem is these people poison me with so much heavy metals, my gastrointestinal tract has malabsorption, so it's forced to pull B12 and other efficient nutrients out of my spine and absorb them that way. That is why I have scoliosis, and it is directly linked to these faggots poisoning me with heavy metals, which altered my psychology, which alters the way I think, which alters the way I function. Yeah. That is why I've been trapped in power fantasies and trapped inside my mind and a whole bunch of other things. And even in Qigong, they talk about physical blocks in the body, like my atlas being out can trap me in my mind. And that makes sense because, well, I'm cut off from the rest of my body because my atlas is out. Ta-da. And a lot of people don't agree with Qigong or whatever, but the whole thing with chakras and Qi is it's all about blood flow and getting blood to the areas of your body that generate these magnetic things that enable you to do stuff. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Yeah. This concludes this rant. I thought this rant would be a little bit more coherent just because of the way I was feeling before it, but I realized it wasn't. And I'm just going to chalk that up to a damaged basal ganglia.